Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. The defense in the Idaho4 defamation case styled as Scofield versus Guillard has filed a notice of appeal seeking to set aside the final judgment of $10 million that has been entered against her. She has also filed a motion to set aside that very same final judgment in district court as a post-judgment ruling. So there are currently two actions, one in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. That is the appellate court that oversees matters in the District of Idaho, which is the federal court at issue here. Ms. Guillard also filed 3 documents in district court asking the trial court, U.S. Magistrate Judge Raymond E. Patrico, to set aside that final judgment. This is item 153 on the federal docket if you would like to review them. We have filed on our sister YouTube channel, the community page, this date, April 9th, 2026. One of these 3 filings. It is Defendant Ashley Guillard's Rule 60B3 motion for relief of judgment, and then referring to docket entry number 149, which is the final judgment that was rendered against her on May 5th, 2026. And then she states, due to fraud. This document reads as follows. Comes now defendant Ashley Guillard respectfully motions the court for relief from final judgment, docket entry 149. Due to fraud, the plaintiff, Professor Rebecca Scofield, lied about having damages, presented false evidence in court to the judge and jury, filed fabricated medical records, falsely portraying as damages related to this case, and presented witnesses who also lied under oath to fabricate damages. For these reasons, the entire case is fraudulent and a violation of Guillard's constitutional right to a fair trial in federal and state proceedings guaranteed by the Due Process Clause of the 5th and 14th Amendments. As a result, Guillard moves the court for relief of judgment, again citing to docket entry number 149, ladies and gentlemen, due to fraud. And this is dated April 6, 2026, signed Ashley J. Guillard, pro se litigant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we could add a point here, when citing the due process clauses of the 5th and the 14th Amendments, she is citing to the United States Constitution here, addressing due process of law. As the docket further indicates, the plaintiff, as per her due process rights, has a right to be heard. The plaintiff's response to this motion to set aside the final judgment is due by April 27th, 2026. We will, of course, advise you when that document is filed by Plaintiff Scofield. We will also, in future episodes of content, address the 2 attachments to this motion to set aside final judgment. Number 1, memorandum of law in support. Number 2, the affidavit of Defendant Guillard. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone. Until next time, my name's Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.